Hello everyone, this is Dhajit Deka and you are watching me on my YouTube channel Chemistry Tutorial. So guys, we have already covered the theory and the previous year question paper from the percentage and profit loss part. And in this video we are going to discuss about the theory part of distance, train and boat. As you can see in the board, I have already write the topic. Generally question frequently asked from this topic in the general aptitude part. Whatever the paper it might be physical science, mathematical science or chemical science, question will be there from this topic. Okay, this is a very important topic, so we are going to discuss about the theory part of this topic. In the other video we will discuss about the previous year questions paper and we will solve that questions paper. So before starting this video, there is a small request that if you are new to this channel, then please subscribe our channel and press the notification bell so that you will get notified once I uploaded any video in this particular channel. Okay, so if you like this video, then please press the like button, and if you have any friends, then you can share the video with your friends also. Okay guys, so without any further delay, let us start the video. So before starting this topic, we should know some terminology regarding the kinematics chapter. So this terminologies I will discuss here very short. In 5 minutes I will discuss all this terminology. The first terminology, it is position vector. So what is position vector? And these terminologies are very simple. You might familiar with this terminology. I will try to explain this terminology. These are like position vector, velocity, speed, acceleration, displacement, distance. All these things I will discuss here. Okay. So what is position vector? So position vector is nothing but if you consider a position of a point in the two-dimensional axis. Okay, this is x and this is y axis. So if you trying, this is a point, okay, and the distance of this point from the origin, it is r1. So the vector that is connecting the origin and the point and it has a direction along this line, and this vector it is called as position vector. You can also represent a position vector for other points. Suppose this is a point and distance from this point to the origin, it is r2. So we can represent this as a r2 position vector. Okay, so position vector, what is position vector? Any vector that connects the origin and the point, that is called position vector. Second one, we will discuss about what is distance and displacement. These two things are different things. One is a scalar quantity and other one is vector quantity. This distance, it is a scalar quantity. This is a scalar quantity, you might know this, and this is a vector quantity. So what is distance? Here you see, if you consider a path from r1 to r2 like this one, okay, suppose a person is going from r1 to r2 by this path, then all the path length from r1 to r2 is called the distance. It is called distance. It has no direction. Distance has no direction. But if you consider the distance between only the distance between the final and initial distance between r1 and r2, then this distance, it is called as displacement, and it is a vector quantity. So and its direction will be along this direction. Okay, so if you are going from r1 to r2, then this direction will be this way. Okay, third point we are discussing here, that is difference between speed versus velocity. You might think these two things are similar, but these two are not similar. Speed is a scalar quantity, whereas the velocity is a vector quantity. The speed, it is a scalar quantity, whereas velocity, it is a vector quantity. So what is speed? Speed is nothing but it is the change of distance with respect to time. So we can write speed, it is equal to change of distance with respect to time. It has no direction, so since it is a scalar quantity. Again, velocity, it is the change of, it is the displacement divided by change of displacement with respect to time. That is displacement divided by time. In this case, velocity will be a vector quantity and the direction of this velocity will be along the direction of this displacement, since displacement is also a vector quantity. Okay, you should clear about that the velocity have a direction and this direction will be along the direction of the displacement. So average velocity, we can consider average velocity as v ds by dt. Okay, total displacement divided by total time. So if we try to write the displacement as integration over dv dt, we can write it also this way. Okay, so there is another point regarding this kinematics, that is acceleration. You might be familiar with this acceleration. You just first copy this one. Now we'll discuss about acceleration. Now we'll discuss about acceleration. Acceleration, it is a vector quantity generally represented by a. It is nothing but it is the change of velocity with respect to time. So acceleration, it is represented by a and it is the change of velocity with respect to time. Suppose there are two velocity at 2 points. Suppose this is a point and this is a point, A, B, 2 point. At this point the velocity it is v1, at this B point it is v2, and time taken during this distance it is del t. Then a acceleration we can write v2 minus v1 divided by del t. So in this case, you see acceleration is it is a vector quantity. Okay, so the direction of this vector quantity will be along the direction along this vector. This is a change of velocity. Okay, this is a vector quantity along this direction. The direction of this acceleration will be there. Okay, so this is all about the fundamental terminology from kinematics So if you know this this fundamental terminology, you can solve many of the questions. Generally question are from this basics also in general aptitude part. Now we'll discuss about two topics, that is relative velocity. These two topics we will discuss. There's a relative velocity and problems on board. Okay, problems on board. The relative velocity concept you can use for the problems of trains. Whatever the trains problems are there, in this case we can use the concept of relative velocity. So let's start the concept of relative velocity. Now I will discuss about motion of a particle under constant acceleration. Constant acceleration means where acceleration is constant, there is no change in the acceleration. This motion is generally defined by four different equations. These are also called as equations of kinetics. These are generally Newtonian's motion equation. So just write the heading: motion of a particle, motion of a particle, motion or motion under constant acceleration. In this case, the acceleration remains constant. When a particle moves under constant acceleration, that motion is governed by four Newtonian motion of equation. These equations are generally given by U equal to V equal to U plus AT, where V is the final value of velocity, it is the initial velocity, A is the acceleration, it is the time. There is a second V square equal to U square plus twice of AS. As it is the displacement. Third one, S equal to UT plus half AT square. And the fourth one, displacement covered in nth second, it will be given by U plus A by 2 twice n minus 1, where n is the second, okay, nth second, and displacement covered in nth second, it is represented by S nth. Okay, so these are the four equations for the motion under constant acceleration. These are also called as Newtonian motion of equations. We very familiarly use this equation in case of kinematics. These are very important equations. You see, these equations are all vector equations. In this case, all the physical quantity are vector quantity. So, since these are vector quantity, V, it is also velocity, initial velocity, final velocity, initial velocity, acceleration, these all are vector quantity. So direction of all these vector quantity are in the same direction. Means if you consider a direction of this final velocity along x-axis, then you have to consider this direction also, initial velocity also along x-axis, and the acceleration should also be in the x-axis. Again, if you consider the equation along y-axis, then this should also be in the y-axis. This vector parameter should be in the y-axis. Similar in case of other three equations also, where the vector quantity is there, all the vector quantities are in the same direction, whether it is x direction or y direction. Okay, so when you are using this equation, be careful about that. When you are using this equation, be careful about the directions. Okay, so relative velocity, also it is known as apparent velocity. You can call it as apparent velocity. Suppose there is a particle that is A as an object which is in the motion along this direction with a velocity Va. Okay, and there is another object that is B which is in the motion with velocity vb along these directions. So the relative velocity of this particle with respect to this particle, that can be represented by VAB, and this relative velocity of the first particle, this is given by the vector summation of these two vector velocity vector, that is VA minus VB. Okay, you just notice that you must be wondered there what is this vector subtraction. So it is equal to, we can write VA vector plus minus VB vector. Okay, you can calculate this one. Suppose in this case you consider the angle between VA and VB. Suppose this is a VB vector. Okay, this way there is a VB vector, and this is angle, this is VA vector. Angle, we consider angle between these two vectors, it is theta. Now you just draw a negative vector of this V vector. This will be along this one. This is minus VB vector. Okay. Now you can find out the resultant vector of these two addition. Okay, VA minus VB vector. This can be obtained by the parallelogram addition of vector addition, and the resultant will be this direction VAB, and this VAB will be given by VA square VB square minus twice VA VB cos theta. So here theta is the angle between VA and VB vector. Suppose there is an angle with the resultant, this is the resultant vector, okay, and this is VA vector. Suppose this VA vector making an angle alpha with this, then this vector will be equal to a 180 minus theta, because this mass it is, we have considered theta degree angle. So this alpha angle will be given by tan alpha is equal to, so this is the angle between the tan alpha angle, that is the angle between the VA vector and the resultant VAB. Okay, so here sin 180 degree minus theta, this angle will be this angle between the VA and the minus negative vector of VB. You just write it down all. Now we will discuss about relative velocity or apparent velocity in case of one-dimensional motion. Okay, so if you consider a motion of two objects along one direction, both the particular moving in one direction. Suppose relative velocity, just write down the heading, relative velocity for one-dimensional motion. Suppose there is an object, VA object, and this object is moving along this direction with a velocity VA. Another, there is an object VB, which object it is moving along the same direction in the one direction with the velocity VB. In this case, you see angle between A and B, it is 0 degree. Okay. So in this case you can write the relative velocity of this object, A object VAB, it will be root over VA square VB square minus VAB and VB cos of 0 degree. So in this case we can write VA minus VB. There will be no directions. So this is the relative velocity of this particle if both the particles are moving in the same direction. Suppose now you consider both the particles are moving in the opposite direction, in the direction opposite to each other with a velocity VA and VB. In this case theta will be what? Theta will be 180 degree. Okay, so in this case the relative velocity of this particle, that is VA, with respect to B, this will be given by VA plus VB. Generally in this case, general aptitude part, we need to apply only in case of relative velocity, only in case of one dimensional motion. Okay, the motion in different angle, that those questions are not asked in general aptitude part. So basically question asked from this part. Okay, so you should remember these 2 points. Now we'll discuss about applications, some applications from relative velocity. Okay, generally applications for relative velocity, application of relative velocity, applications of relative velocity, one dimensional relative velocity. Okay, be careful about that. We are considering the one dimensional relative velocity. Suppose there is a person which is in the velocity of v1. Okay, there is another person in the same direction whose velocity it is in the rest. Suppose v2 it is 0, and the distance between these two persons, that is A point and B point, it is S. Then time taken by this person to meet this person B, that from A to B point, this time will be given by total distance divided by relative velocity of this point VA with respect to VB. Okay, so since this person it is in the rest, so in this case the relative velocity of this person with respect to this person, this will be VA minus VB, and in this case VB it is 0. So time taken to reach the person, it will be Vs divided by V. You can consider another condition where both the persons are moving towards each other. Suppose you are considering from point A to B, there is 2 point, distance it is t. A person is there which in the velocity of v1 moving along this direction, and there is another person whose velocity is v2 which is against this v1 direction. Now it is asked that what is the time, at what time both this person will meet each other. So in this case you first consider this is at the rest. Okay, you need to consider that this is in the rest. This person it is not moving at all. So in this case the relative velocity of this person, it is given by VAB, it will be given by V1 plus VB, V1 plus V2, since both the persons are moving each other. So time taken to meet both the person with each other will be given by as the total distance as divided by the relative velocity of A, since we consider this is in the rest. Okay, so relative velocity of A with respect to B, so relative velocity it is VA plus VB or V1 plus V2. So this is the time to reach both the person each other. Okay. So this is how you have to apply the relative velocity concept in case of problems where you are solving the numericals. Okay. So guys, now we'll discuss about a specific type of topic, that is crossing of river or motion of boat in the river. Okay. In this case also we need to have the concept of relative velocity. So you see, in river, if you consider the river, there is a motion of water. Okay, water also have a velocity. If you consider, suppose in this direction there is a velocity of this water, that is stream of the water. So if you consider the boat, it is moving. Suppose there is a boat in the river. Okay, suppose this boat, it is moving along the velocity of this water, that is water of the river, along this direction, then that motion, it is also called as downstream motion. Okay. If this boat is moving along against the direction of the velocity of the water of river, then that motion will be called as upstream motion. Okay. I hope you are clear about that. When the boat is moving along the direction of velocity of the water, that motion it is called as downstream. When it is against the water velocity, it is called upstream. Okay. Now you consider velocity of the boat in still water. Still water means when there is no velocity in the water, the velocity of the boat, it is considered as v kilometer, small v kilometer per hour. Okay. Then you consider the velocity of the stream water. Again you consider velocity of stream water. It is u kilometer per hour. Okay. So the upstream velocity, now be careful about that, the upstream velocity suppose it is represented by A, it will be given by V minus U minus V. Okay, if you consider U is greater than V, and the downstream velocity suppose it is represented by B. Downstream velocity means the velocity of the boat when it is going along the direction of the water velocity, that is we represent as downstream velocity. That downstream velocity will be given by U plus V. Okay. So when the still water have a velocity, suppose the stream water has a velocity of U, and the velocity of the boat in the still water where there is no velocity of water, if we consider that as V, then the upstream velocity it is given by U minus V, and the downstream velocity it is given by U plus V. So if you consider this as number 1 equation and number 2 equation. Okay, so from these two equations we can write U is equal to half of A plus B, where V can be written as half of A minus V. Okay. So these are the theory part from the crossing of river and motion of boat. Okay, both these topics are same. So this is all about from. So guys, I have completed all the theories from the kinematics, that is distance, trains and boards, motion of boards, from these topics. I hope you have guys understand all these topics. In the next video we will be discussing whatever the questions asked in the previous year CSIR NET exam. All those questions will be solved and discussed very clearly. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section below. You just drop a comment out there regarding this video. And if you are new to the channel, then don't forget to subscribe our channel and press the notification bell so that you will get notified once I uploaded any video in this channel. Okay guys, and if you like this video, then press the like button and share this video with your friend. Okay guys, see you in the next video. Thank you.